Hey guys, it's vexeval and welcome back to another video. Now today's gonna be kind of different because we usually do gaming videos here, but I figured I also do some game design stuff that some of you may have known if you chat with me regularly on Discord or whatever. But if you're ever interested in kind of making your own project and you kind of want to make I either want to make your own house or you want to make a game or something. This is a little project on how to get a basic way to have a first person perspective and be able to walk around inside your game without just having a static camera. So as you see here, I've selected and installed the installation. You can go by going down here to open up Unity, go down to installs. Now I already have 2018, a lot of versions of these, but if you don't, you're going to want to hit add, and you can, sometimes these aren't here, so you'll have to open the download archive and get those, and then you can, 2018's kind of, there's a slight problem with it. I think there's some slight problems with it in 2019, so for now, just start sticking with 2018. So go to new. I usually hit the drop down because I have lots of installs. And I choose any of the 2018s. Most of them are just compatible, but I'm going to use 2018.4. We're going to want to do 3D because this first person thing doesn't work with 2D. I'm just going to put a little name here like movement. Project. Done, and create, and it's gonna load it up. A new Unity project. Alright, once your Unity launches, you'll see a workspace similar to this. It should probably be pretty much about the same here. You see this kind of weird endo here, and if you're completely new to Unity and you're just trying to start making games, here's a quick little loadout of how to do this. I'll put a little timestamp on the screen about now, showing where you can skip this if you already know how to move around in the editor. Alright, so you see this area here. If you try to click or drag, it just brings up a kind of a select menu, which will do random stuff if you hover over certain things. But real trick here is if you hold right click on your mouse and you start moving it around, you'll notice you'll start to be able to look around in your scene, which is actually really nice and useful. And if you notice, if you're in this mode holding right click and you use your WASD keys or whatever you usually use to move in like Minecraft or other video games, you can suddenly walk all the way around, floating around in the space and move. Now, this is really useful. You can also hold it and use a scroll wheel to scroll in, but I just find it useful to use this. And if you're moving in relatively larger spaces and you need to get across a massive part of your scene quicker, if you hold forward and you hold shift, you'll launch forward with a huge amount of speed, and that's really useful. So yeah, that's I'm not going to go over how to use the buttons and everything, but that's just how to simply move around your scene. Alright, now that we're here in the editor and we're ready to get started, first of all, we're gonna want this little button here says Asset Store. Most of you will not have this if you're just getting into it. So to get that, you're gonna want to go to Window, and then you're gonna want to hit Asset Store, or you can use Control 9. But if you don't have this window open, it will open it. See, it'll do this. It'll connecting to Asset Store, and technically, this is actually loading a web page inside of your game. And see, there's even a button here that says Open in Browser, which you can do, and it will load up the same thing. I'm not going to do it here because it's a little bit a pain here, so I'm just going to close that. And we're already here. You probably will have to create a Unity ID, and if you've already gotten past that stage, I think you're pretty much good. I am right here, and here's what you want to do. You're going to want to go to search for assets, you're going to want to search standard assets. You notice that mine's grayed out right here, but this is what you want. Unity Technology Standard Assets with this cool little image here. You want to click on that, and it will load up this little page here, and your button won't say import, it'll say download. So once you hit download, it'll probably go through a little loading thing, and it will finish up. And once you're done with that, you can pause the video, or whatever, and come back, and you can hit it to come back here. Alright, welcome back. Now we're going to hit the import button here. You notice it'll do a little decompressing thing. I have a pretty fast computer, so this probably won't take too long, but depending on your computer's power level or how much RAM or GPU you have, it'll go faster or slower. You notice you have all these really weird stuff that you can scroll through. We're not gonna mess around with any of this. We're just gonna hit import down here. Now this part might take a little bit of time to complete, but you can either pause this video until and wait until it's done, or you can watch this, or if you're not following along, you can just watch this this part of it. Alright, once that's done and the window disappears, you'll be tempted to probably hit import again because you'll think something went wrong, but wait. But before you do, making sure you look down and see down here in your little project window where it has all your stuff in your project, and if you see a new thing that's appeared, a little folder that says standard assets, you know it worked. So before we open that or anything, we're going to go back, we're going to click this little button that says scene, and that will bring you back here where you can look around and everything. So I'm going to open up the standard assets. You notice there's all these folders. The one we're looking for is in characters. You're going to want to look at that. It's the third one for me, but it might be different for you. Just look at characters. Now this comes up to personal preference, but for this simplicity of this tutorial, I'm going to use the first person controller character. You can use third person, but I haven't tested those out yet, so you might continue at your own risk for third person. But we're gonna open up this folder, and we're gonna get some more stuff here. It's a little bit confusing. All you want to do is open up prefabs, which is basically just pre-made like a big set of a whole bunch of stuff all compiled into one object. So okay, stop here once you've gotten into it. If you're in the right spot, your thing above here should say assets, standard assets, characters, first person character, prefabs. You should see these two cube icons. Now, before you do anything, we're gonna actually want to make a platform for your character to walk on, so he doesn't just fall into the abyss. So come over here to your little hierarchy, which should say sample scene with main camera directional light. If you don't see anything and it's just like this, you're gonna have to click this little arrow right here, and it will open it up. And then you can go here, you right click, it'll open up this little drop down. You're gonna want to go down to 2D object. You're gonna want to go to 3D object and choose plane. Now this should instantly generate a massive white plane in here, which is selected. So if you can click away or you can click on it. These little bars allow you to move it around, but don't do that. Oh, and by the way, if you ever move something really far away and you don't know where it is, for the most part, you can always hit Control and then Z. Let's say we move this, we can hit Control and then Z, and it will undo what you just did. And for some reason you need to redo, that's Control Y. But yeah, that's that, and now you have a little platform here. Now let's go back down to this little area here. You're going to want to select your FPS controller, and you're going to want to press and hold and drag it into your scene. You see a little camera there, I'm still pressing and holding. Bring it around the center of your plane and let go. Now you have this giant jumble of mesh and weird lines. Now don't click away. If you did, then that's fine. Just go up here and click this little FPS controller button up here. You now see that this thing is actually technically intersecting with the ground. So you're going to want to grab the top green knob and and drag it up a little bit and give a little bit of height above the ground so that it can fall and it can rest without having to fall down. I know this looks weird, like that. Wait, hold up, that's not a character. That's just two icons. Well, I'm aware for now, but you're in first person, so you don't actually see your body unless you get to more complex ones where you're doing it with multiplayer. For now, this is good, and you can just skip this part a little bit if you want, but this is how you can add a little person to your like a little sphere thing. You can actually see your character if you want to. So if you'd like to do that, then just go over here and hit right click, go to 3D object and choose capsule. It'll create a new capsule right there, and you don't have to move this or anything. All you have to do is take this capsule in the hierarchy over here and drag it into the FPS controller, and that will parent it to the FPS controller. What that means is when you move the FPS controller, both objects will move parallel with each other in whichever direction you move them in. Now I'm going to put that back to where that was. All you have to do is go to the capsule, go over to the inspector over here, which should be on your far right, have a whole bunch of weird options and random stuff that you don't understand, but all you're looking for here is transform. Again, it's rare, but if this is closed, it looks like this. You just have to click the little drop down to open it. Now, here's the thing. When something's parented to something, it's actually, its position is relative to where the original item, aka the FPS controller, is. So if you were to change the position, the X, Y, and Z position to 0, 0, and 0, it will actually put it exactly where the FPS controller is. So that will essentially make it so that you can now see your character, which will be it'd basically be a capsule, like egg-shaped thing. You'll be able to see your shadow too. So if all's good here, we can go here, hit Control S to save, and that will, the little asterisks will go away, and that means you're saved. And let's hit play. And hold the screen should darken, and bam, here you are. Now you can move your mouse around like you would in a regular first-person game. And look, you can walk around on your plane. That's pretty cool, isn't it? You can walk around, you can even sprint, I believe. And plus you can see your shadow, which makes it a lot more realism, even though it isn't a human shadow. So yeah, that's my first-person controller for today. And if you guys are interested and you want to see like how to put GUI elements like a mini map or up, stay tuned for the next video. I'll probably be showing out mini maps in the next one. So yeah, if you ever, oh yeah, one more thing. If you're stuck here, oh no, how do I close the window? Just hit the escape key in the top left of your keyboard, and it will allow your mouse to be visible. Then you go up and you just simply press the play button, and it goes back to normal. And save if you need to, and that's that. Now you can mess around with this, and here's one of the cool things. If you take this, you can also go up here and press this little box with a bunch of arrows, and that will switch it to scale, which is basically size. And if you grab either the center cube or the left and right handles, you can adjust the size of your platform. I mean, right now this one doesn't work because it's a plane, and planes don't allow you to pull them up for some reason. But you can even do this cool thing where you can scale them uniformly, which is where you can grab the center cube, and if you grab it, it will scale all axes equally, basically making a platform that is equal with in all directions and size, except for thickness, since planes have this thing where they're not visible from the underside. So if you were to somehow hit the rotation and pop that up to 180, actually never mind, that'd be Z 180, it would not be visible, yet I think you'd still be able to walk on it even though it wouldn't be there. So yeah, that's today's video. You can even hit W and R to switch between these modes. As you can see, it's basically QWERTY to switch between all these different modes that you can try out. And yeah, so that's today's video, guys. Stay tuned for the next one. I hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching. This is vexeval, and I'll see you in the next one.